We're here today in the parking lot of Dodger Stadium, and our attraction is not baseball but an automobile, and it's the new Chevy Volt that is a 2011 model we'll be seeing at the end of next year. And what we'll be able to experience today is how it operates in extended range mode, that is when the engine generator comes on. So that's a very interesting thing that a lot of people have been interested in. We have the luxury of having the presence of its chief technical guru, Andrew Farah, and he'll walk us around and show us how it works.
Okay, well, as you can see here, I think you've probably seen some pictures of the car previously to this, but let me just walk around and talk about a few of the elements. We've got LED daytime running lamps located up in here. We've got a very sleek and smooth front end, mostly for aerodynamics. The grille that you see here actually doesn't really pass any air. Most of the cooling air comes in through here and just a little bit through this slot here and here.
And what is that air cooling?
Actually, it's cooling a number of things. Clearly, air conditioning for the cabin, as well as the engine cooling for when the engine is on, battery cooling for when the battery needs it, which is not all the time, and also power electronics cooling. And the electric motor is actually oil-cooled and lubricated. As you come around to this side of the car, you can see, I'll just point out, this is our tire that was developed specially with Goodyear. It is the Goodyear Fuel Max tire. This comes for us in a 17-inch size, and that will be standard on the vehicle. Coming around here again, you can see a lot of the cues from the original concept vehicle from a few years ago. I want to point out a few of the aerodynamic elements. This sharp edge here is an aerodynamic element to help us make the vehicle really cut through and then get the air to stay attached and then come away very quickly. Also, you see a few other things like these small features here, which actually, each of all these different small features that we've put into the car, they're all worth a few points, and when you add it up at the end, it really starts to make a difference. Coming around here to the back of the car, again, a lot of aerodynamic elements, particularly in the spoiler here, the angle of the lip here and the way that it comes around the back of the vehicle. Also, from a visibility perspective, great rearward visibility, although you also have an optional rear camera as well as rear parking aids to help you with those situations.
And there will be aerodynamics for the underbody as well. Right?
Aerodynamics, full aerodynamic panels under the body around the battery. And as long as we're here, I'll just show you where every vehicle will come with a what we call a cord set, or a 120 volt portable charging cord. There's a place to put it, and it goes right here.
Okay. And that charge time would be what?
Charge time for 120 volts is about 8 hours.
Right. Okay.
So as we come around to the driver's side of the car, it's probably one of the most important features of the Volt, which is the charge port. It's right here just in front of the door. There's a button on the inside, it opens there, and this is the SAE J1772 standard charge port connector that will be used not only on the Volt, but probably a number of other plug-in and also pure electric vehicles. So while we want to support the standard as infrastructure develops, we really don't need a strong public charging infrastructure for the Volt, but nonetheless we are standardized and can take use of it as it forms. Well, from the interior you can see that we've got two reconfigurable displays. We use one as the instrument cluster, which will have things like fuel level, battery level, speedometer. We also have a fairly unique efficiency gauge. We use it to help the driver to understand I'm accelerating too hard or I'm braking too hard, really to get the most out of the vehicle overall. But we really try to keep the things in the area right behind the steering wheel as simple as possible. We have here in this integrated center stack, we have a reconfigurable display that's also touch sensitive. So when you turn it on, for example, here we are, this is the air conditioning. You can adjust the fan speeds and things here, as well as temperature and the otherwise. We also have this center stack, which is capacitive touch sense. So you just touch it. There's really not a lot of motion, if you will, or as a matter of fact, there's no motion in it, and you can hear there's also an audible click that's going on.
The design of the efficiency display. It's interesting. So there's a little ball that moves up and down.
Matter of fact, we have a tutorial here because some people will not be familiar with it. Just bring it up here with the driver information center controls. So the idea is if you want to keep the green ball in the middle. If that's good, then you're driving in a reasonably efficient manner.
Okay, my basic impressions here are excellent torque, very linear acceleration. I'll try accelerating over here to feel it again. To stop and accelerate. So this is foot to the floor in sport, I think, yep. And there I hear a sound. But that acceleration was very fluid, very linear. For a sporting driver, maybe you'd look for a little bit more character to it, to have a surge here or there to mimic what a gas engine does. But I think it's a bit, for probably 98% of your customers, they'll find this ideal.
When you come to a stop here, stop. And then go ahead and pull the turn signal lever towards you. And this is the pedestrian-friendly alert, which will work from 25 miles an hour and slower. After that, the vehicle's making enough tire noise and things.
The driver has to initiate.
The driver has to initiate it. That's right. It's not a passive system. It's active. You have to be aware of your surroundings.
Okay, to describe a little bit more about how this car feels, it feels very normal. It feels very natural. You talk about a vehicle like this and it seems like the car of the future, and in many ways it is technically, but its sensation is very normal. My mother could get in this car and drive it, do everything she would do in her normal activities, and probably never know anything's different about it. And what happened at its extended range moment of truth? Not much, actually. There was next to no vibration to detect, and frankly, not much noise either. GM and future Volt drivers should be pleased. So a full year before the Volt's promised appearance in the marketplace, perhaps its most gigantic technological gamble ever appears to be impressively on schedule, an achievement that's even more remarkable given the company's recent difficulties.